Greetings, fellow Earthlings, and welcome to Tales from the Hoop, a podcast dedicated to diving into the weird, wild, and wacky stories from basketball history. I am your host, Ricky Freck, and today we're continuing our very in-depth look into the life and times of Dennis Rodman with my brother.
Daddy Dave. Totally
Oh,
forgot it was about Dennis Rodman. I can't wait. I love him so much.
I have some really good news for you. I'm going to spoil this up front. This will not be the last episode of
Let's go.
Dennis Rodman.
Heck yeah.
I
I
tried
can't
very
wait.
hard to get it there, but it was already longer than last week's episode. And I try to keep these to about 45 minutes to an hour. And I still
Yeah.
have, I'm in 2005, so we have a lot to go after this by the time this is over.
Well, okay, so we get through his playing career, just not his
Yeah, we get all the way
life.
through his playing career today.
Which is, I always say about Tom Brady that he's the GOAT because he has two separate Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman has two Hall of Fame careers, one on the court and one off.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
everything that's happened since he's been in the league is maybe more amazing than all of the like crazy statistical outline that he did during his days. So,
Arguably, he has three Hall of Fame careers, depending on the Hall of Fames you're casting.
do you think the Pistons is its own Hall of Fame
Now,
career?
I'm saying I mean, he's a excuse me, WNBA, an NBA Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I would say he's a reality TV Hall of Famer.
Ah, yes.
And
That's a
I would
great
say,
point.
and he is, this is a fact, a WWE Hall of Famer
Wow. Okay. I
and
was I,
potentially a North Korea Hall of Famer.
I was just gonna say a political adversary. What is that called? Ambassador,
Yeah,
the Hall of Famer.
very different A words.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Before we dive in, I did want to bring up a couple things. I know you might not be completely, I don't know, I actually don't know how in tune you are with the NBA offseason, but I do want to bring these a couple things up that happened recently.
Yeah.
Just because one, I'm mad about one of them, and two, I think ruined one of the teams I was looking forward to.
James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden, I'm very mad about that.
Why were you looking forward to the Cavs?
No, no, no. And one. There's two different players that I'm mad
Oh,
about
God. I was
today.
like, dude, the Cavs have been trash. I mean, no one ever. Sorry, I wish Evan Mobley was better, but it's just not going to happen for them.
I think Evan Mobley is very good.
I think he's very good. I don't think he's great.
No, he's not great, but Spider's great. Evan
I think you need
Mobley's the Hall of very good.
two greats.
You do need greats. I mean, I don't know if you need greats in the East. We just saw the Knicks win. But
They had three greats, so
who's
whatever.
the third?
OG.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's
Eh,
about to be finals MVP. Sorry, he played like a great in the playoffs.
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Also, Landry Shamet, if you want to count him for those
Shame.
17 shots or whatever, 17
But
threes he
yeah,
made.
I don't understand how you can like see a man get literally murdered in front of you by Jalen Brunson and be like, yeah, we're going to give this guy $100 million. It's also really annoying. I don't know if you saw the Shams tweet where he's like, James Harden becomes the fourth player to make $500 million in his career, which is not
Yeah.
true.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I mean, he is going to make $500 million. That part is true.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
reason it's not true is because first of all, he has to opt into his player option for that to count.
Okay.
So if he doesn't do his player option, he doesn't make $500 million.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's like several other players, like Devin Booker, depending on what his cap hit is next year, depending on the cap, he'll
Hmm.
get to 500 million way before Harden will. Like 2 years before Harden would.
Like if you, right, if you're talking about the totality of their careers,
No, 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 no.
but
He'll
they
get
haven't
that.
hit it yet.
But he will hit it. There's like a couple of guys, Devin Booker, there's somebody else that will hit it next year. But because we
But,
don't know how much it is, because it's a percentage, not a number,
right.
they haven't
Okay.
hit $500 million because the cap could not be that high. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's very much semantics. And it makes, I mean, I know it's just like James Harden's camp telling Shams what to tweak. 'Cause that's all he does is just like get his
Yeah.
information from players. But still, it's very annoying to me as someone who like actually wants their
Yeah.
reporters with quotes to fact check things.
I do think it's Shams, but also the contract reporting numbers, and this is true of NFL as well.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the Shohei contract is way different than what they're reporting it as.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point of like, and I love Jokic. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve this, but look, Jokic and Luka both have these games all the time where they're like, oh my gosh, This is the first time in 37 years that a player's had 28.5 points and 14 rebounds and 7.2 assists and 4 steals. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, they lost. So does it even matter?
I
You
agree.
know?
I think the stat culture in the NBA is getting out of hand. There was a thing going around last playoffs that made me so mad because it was like, I think it was Dylan Harper, uh,
Oh God.
where it was like Dylan Harper has the second most points in Spurs rookie playoff history, and but it just listed the totals, right?
Right.
Which is 100% true, right? However, the person ahead of him, I believe, was Tim Duncan. It might have been David Robinson, whichever one it was, had
Mm,
played in 7 games.
right.
He had played in 16,
Right.
right? Manu had played in like 23 to be above whichever one wasn't Tim Duncan or uh, David Robinson because they were in fourth. So it's like these are not real stats. You're just like
Right.
making things up to make people sound impressive, and it makes me mad.
Yes. Put like find a bunch of Hall of Fame names
Yeah. Yeah.
and then something that doesn't apply very often, and then oh wow, and that the contracts really are getting like I don't even know. I feel like I'm someone who knows what I'm talking about when it comes to contracts,
Yeah.
and I read these things, and they're like, oh, he signed a 3-year extension, and now it's a $700 million deal.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's all. If you took all the money he's ever made, sure,
Uh,
and maybe a future 5-year deal. But this 3-year deal is not worth $700 million, please.
yeah.
But they just keep reporting it. I hate it. It's horrible.
Kawhi's 3-year deal might have been worth $700 million.
That's a great point. We need to normalize whatever the contract is actually for.
Yeah, and normalize just reporting real stats because it's okay.
Yeah,
Like players can still be impressive. You don't have to make them seem more impressive than they really are. It's fine. It's
yeah.
okay.
It's this
It just
agent driven reporting.
it sucks. It's just like never mind. I was about to get mad about Caitlin Clark supposedly passing
Ah,
Pete Maravich for the most points in college basketball again, but I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to do that. The
yeah.
other player I'm very mad about who they signed with is not Clay Thompson leaving, getting a buyout with the
Okay.
Mavs and signing with the Heat because I don't care about the Heat.
He signed with the Heat.
Or he's supposed to. He hasn't. I don't think he has officially, but
Weird.
he's
Just go
that's the
back to Golden State. Come on.
no, he can't do that. He needs to play for a
Just
real team. I did watch a very satisfying video of Kevin McHale saying he wished he could be guarded by Draymond Green because he would murder him, which is like, ah,
I love
yes,
that.
there we go. But no, it is that DeMar DeRozan is signed with the Nuggets, and that is a travesty for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
It's so bad.
Dang. I
It's
didn't
so
think about
bad.
that. You think they're, I mean, I don't, the Nuggets, I think, will always be fine. But that Peyton Watson thing, I mean, that's like the third or fourth like main contributor they've lost role player wise in the last like since the title team.
Yeah, I guess if you want to count Michael Porter Jr. as a as like a
No, I'm talking
positive.
about Bruce Brown and KCP. Like
Yeah,
they keep losing these, fifth, sixth best guys on the team.
yeah,
And in the moment, you're like, well, it's the sixth best player. But then, you're giving Christian Brown serious playoff minutes. And you're like, oh, we really needed that guy. So I don't know. I know they couldn't have done anything. I think Sam Presti kind of screwed them, but
Mm.
maybe that guy they signed will be good. I don't know.
DeMar DeRozan?
No, the Presti guy.
Oh,
Forget the matching kid.
okay. Yeah,
But
no, I much
yeah,
like
that's gonna be
De'Aaron
bad.
Fox. Yeah, if when De'Aaron Fox or DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine, any team that those guys are on, I just don't trust them to win anything.
All the former Kings.
Yes, so, yeah, the former King, former Bulls, former Kings. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
play, if you played for either of those franchises at this point, you got a lot of stank on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My only offseason news, super sad, Russell Westbrook retiring.
Oh yeah, that was
I mean, I get it, I don't know that I think he's like, hey, I don't want to not, like, I don't want to play on a team where I don't have a meaningful role.
yeah,
And every team is just like, well, we don't really need you to do a meaningful role thing.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do think it's just so rare to have, especially on the Kings. Like he just cares. So he plays so hard no matter what. He's like,
Yeah.
we're not, yeah, like the fans will go home happy because I tried as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And like that's such a rarity in this tanking culture we have. So,
Yeah, I definitely think I haven't had I think I will be inconsolable when LeBron James finally retires.
hmm,
This was the first retirement that like really I was like up at night thinking about it. Like Russell Westbrook surprisingly really affected me. Him giving it up. I was like, "Oh, not Russ.
yeah, I
Come
know.
on. Not
I know.
Brody. We need this guy. He should be in the NBA forever."
So great
This
career, great person.
The NBA will be a lot less fun without Russell Westbrook in it. He might not be good. I mean, I still think he's pretty good, but he might not be, the old Russ anymore, but
Yeah,
he was always a lot of fun.
he
And
still
I
got
wish
it.
I wish he had been able to go join the Thunder and win a title or something, but
I did hear someone say, like, for anybody that thinks it wasn't over for Russ, like, the fact that the Thunder couldn't even find him a 14th spot on the bench
yeah.
probably meant that he should have just hung it up.
Yeah.
If he goes big three, that was one of my first thoughts was
Oh, that'd be crazy.
probably the best
Oh,
big three player of all time,
that'd be amazing.
easily.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about
I
that.
don't know how long you have to wait, but
I don't know the rules, yeah. Did you know they handed a best dressed award? I think they should do that in the NBA too.
I thought they did. I think don't the
I would be
player they
I
don't do
don't
the
know.
player awards anymore. I thought there was like a like because Shea won something.
Ooh,
Maybe it was just like an ESPN
best
poll, but
flopper.
no, best dressed something.
Yeah, but I found that out the other day. I don't remember who I was doing a video on. Katino Mobley won Best Dressed the inaugural year of the Big Three. And I was like,
Oh
why did they
yeah.
do this award? This is amazing. Okay, let's jump into this Dennis
All
Rodman
right.
thing so we can get out of here. So, we'll start with where we were last time. If you don't remember, Rodman was playing for the Pistons and he was driving around town late at night with a loaded shotgun, contemplating suicide. Fortunately, before he shot himself, he passed out in his car. And he said this quote, I decided that instead of killing myself, I was going to kill the imposter that was leading Dennis Rodman to a place he didn't want to go. I was being a square ass, I guess you could say, and I wanted to be more of a whole, rounded, 365-degree individual. So I said, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it and be happy doing it. At that moment, I turned my whole life around. I killed the person I didn't want to be.
Love that. Happy for him. I mean, it's sad to get there, but
Yeah.
yeah. Man, I had no idea that the mercurial personality we got came from this moment. And
Hmm.
the fact that he's like a shy kid growing up. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess part of it makes sense. Like, why would you be so weird? Um, but man, I'm impressed with Dennis Rodman.
Well, I think part of the reason he's so shy is because his sisters were like so good at sports and he sucked,
Yeah.
and there were his younger sisters too. Like if you had been good at sports, ooh, I don't know what I would have done.
I was gonna say I have the same problem. My brother was such a
A nerd.
idol in all these ways.
I was
Yeah,
maybe in like maybe in like one class in our high school.
you're good at baseball and
I was okay at baseball. That's pretty much it. I also quit.
football.
I was not good at football.
I don't know.
I was good at baseball. I was good at
Yeah.
soccer, but I also quit soccer.
The other day, I was talking to our father, and I was like,
Oh no.
I think, you did a good job, but I think you let me quit too easily. Like, I don't know if that makes him like I don't know if that makes you a worse father to force your kids to do stuff,
Yeah.
but like, I felt so comfortable quitting everything that I ever did.
What?
And I think that maybe made me weak, like maybe he should have. And maybe it's not on him. Maybe any parent or coach that I had should have been a little harder on me. But
Yeah.
everyone was just so cool with me quitting. And I think maybe we shouldn't let kids quit so much.
Not to spend this entire podcast
Oh, sorry.
talking about our family, but I will say that as the oldest of our family, I was told if you want to quit, you have to get a job. And
Hmm.
I thought, well, I'm not playing college basketball. I'm not playing college baseball. But if I make money, I get to keep that money and use it on stuff I want.
Hmm.
So I immediately was ready to quit. I was like, oh, yes, I will just go get a job because that's something that is going to help me right now.
Yeah.
So it made it, he made it easy to quit because he said he was like, here's this path in front of you. that makes a lot more sense. Do you want to
Yeah.
do this or do you want to play basketball? And my fat, out of shape, didn't want to run very much, but said, "Oh, I'll just go do work at a grocery store
Yeah, free
and
food at the grocery
have
store. What
free
better?
food, get to pay for my own gas, so you guys can't tell me where to take my car." It seemed like a good deal at the time.
Fair enough.
All right, so Rodman finished the 1993 season and he averaged a league leading 18.3 rebounds and a not league leading 7.5 points, which is a wild stat line.
Yeah, nuts. I love this guy.
I mean, even Andre Drummond scores some points, you know what I mean?
He is like, I wouldn't think of them as comparable, but he is such a rebounding fiend that
He
you
is.
see some of the stat lines and you're like, the points and the rebounds should be flipped there, Drummond, but there never are.
No, the drum god, all he lives for the boards. Okay. He made the first team all defensive team for the fifth straight season, but Detroit, for I think the first time he was there, did not make the playoffs.
Hmm.
Still, Dennis had 3 years and $11.8 million left on his contract, but he did not want to be in the city anymore. It might not have been the city's fault, but it had taken everything from him. Remember, the year before, they fired Chuck Daly, his like best friend and coach. He had gotten married and then gotten divorced almost like 42 days later, I think it
Yeah.
was. So he'd had a
Yeah.
rough time in Detroit. So even if necessarily it wasn't the people of the city, I don't know, not I think it was like the management fault, right? They got rid of his coach, but I don't know if he has any ill will towards Detroit itself, but he did demand a trade.
Yeah. That's such a, I think normal thing people deal with that we just don't talk about very often, where you're in like the quote unquote perfect scenario on the outside.
Mm,
But there's just like something that happens, like your boss checks you some kind of way, or like your spouse like does something that you're like, you get the ick a little bit, and you just kind of, and everyone's like, why did you quit that job? And it's like, it just, and I think it happens with athletes a lot more than we want to talk about. But there can just be little things that happen where you're like, I don't want to do this. I
yeah.
don't care what the cost is. Like, I'm just unhappy, and I'm not going to be happy until I get out of here. And
And it is worth noting that it probably happens with athletes because it can happen with athletes, right? Like if you or I, maybe not you or I, but like someone who is working minimum wage has something like that happens, maybe they can't leave. But like if you're a millionaire playing basketball
yeah, yeah,
and obviously one of the best rebounders who ever lived, you can kind of do whatever, not whatever you want. Well, pretty close to whatever you want, as we're about to find out.
yeah. Well,
Um,
especially in today's day and age.
yeah. So Detroit sent Rodman, Isaiah Morris, a 1994 second round pick that would become Antonio Lang, and a 1996 first round pick that would become John Wallace to the
Chicago Bulls.
Spurs.
Oh yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, my
For
bad.
Sean Elliott, David Wood, and a 96 first round pick that would become Jerome Williams. So not a lot changing hands, but it is funny because do you even know who Sean Elliott is? Do you know that name?
The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I
Okay.
no,
So
not
he had
really.
just made the 1993 All-Star game. So he
Okay.
was an All-Star when he got traded. He hated it as well in Detroit and was sent back to San Antonio after a single season.
I mean, maybe that's a good strategy for a bunch of players that want to play together. Just keep getting traded. Just be like, I want to go back. Come on.
So basically this is what happened is he made the 93 All-Star game, gets traded, plays there, and then he goes back to the All-Star game in 1996 when he's back with the
Okay.
Spurs and then helps
Okay.
them win a title in 1999. So,
Sean
as we can
Elliott.
see, there's sometimes the Spurs. Well, we're going to talk about why the Spurs became so good here in a second, but sometimes going to an organization that takes it seriously is all it really takes.
It's always Rodman, baby.
So Rodman was in the land of churros, and true to his word, he decided it was time for a change. The previously clean-cut Rodman shaved his head before the first game of the season, and he bleached it blonde and would periodically dye it red, purple, and blue, saying the look was inspired by the film Demolition Man, a movie I really should see but have not seen.
Oh, really? It's very fun.
It's a Wesley Snipes joint, right?
Yeah. Right? Him and Stallone. Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone or
Um,
Frank?
no, Jim. There's another Stallone.
Yeah, his brother Frank.
Oh no, Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. And it's one of Wesley Snipes' best roles.
Best roles. Okay.
I mean, it's absolutely insane, but
So is it above or below Blade?
as far as like campy, weird Wesley Snipes,
Yeah.
way above.
Okay. Dang. Blade's a really good movie.
I know, but
Starring,
I mean, Blade
starring,
is Blade is a better movie. Triple H.
there you go.
I
Look
think
at you
that's
go.
three, but yeah.
Yeah, it is three. Of course it is. It's the good one. The one with Ryan Reynolds and
Oh God.
Jessica Biel.
Uh,
Dennis Rodman also started to have some disciplinary issues. He headbutted Stacey King and John Stockton at various points during the season.
I
And at one
mean,
point,
did they
what?
have it coming?
John
John
Stockton
Stockton seems like an
definitely had it
ass
coming. Stacey King is a legend. You know who
for
Stacey King is,
being.
right?
Yeah, I know the name, but I don't know about the like attitude.
Well, okay, so he was it's post playing career. He was the Bulls color commentator for like decades
Hmm. Gotcha.
and had some wild. There's one my favorite call of Stacey King, which you should look it up. I think it's Josh Giddey hitting a full court shot, and he screams, "Elizabeth, I'm coming." Elizabeth is his wife,
I gotta log off. That's yeah, we can't do that. Come on, Stacy.
which is the second best time a an NBA announcer has talked about that because the other time is uh what's the, I can't remember who it is, but uh he's like Jordan Clarkson came in my lap. Oh, and
I
I don't know
don't
what
remember that
he
one.
says something. It's crazy. It's wild.
Okay.
These people are wild.
Ugh.
You know how it is. I think it's the Hornets guy, which I love. I know a lot of people
I do.
hate the
Yeah.
Hornets guy, but I love the Hornets
No,
guy.
I love Hornets guy.
People hate him. People hate
Nah,
it.
they're wrong.
Have you seen the one where he was getting a lot of crap and he goes instead of screaming, he was like, uh, "Josh Bridges, how do you do?"
That's horrible.
It's so funny.
Everyone should get on League Pass this year and watch some Hornets guy.
So good. So the historically, oh, also during that season, he was ejected and just refused to leave the court. He just sat there, wouldn't
Hmm.
leave.
Yep. Sounds about right.
The historically buttoned up Spurs had a separate set of rules for Rodman. So there were 11 guys
Okay.
going by the specific the rules they drew up, and then Rodman had his own rules. They let him get away with more than anyone else to try and keep him on the straight and narrow. Still, he didn't really talk to anybody besides backup center Jack Haley.
Hmm.
So here's Haley describing his relationship a little bit with Dennis Rodman. My locker was right next to Dennis's. I walked in the first day and I said, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Jack Haley." And I got a nothing response. No handshake, no look, not even a grunt. I
Okay.
sat next to him 3 weeks and he never spoke to me one time. I tried several times for conversation and got zero in response. But through playing and
Damn.
practice and hitting each other, it started. I talked to him in games and got up in his ear about rebounding and how many rebounds he had and going for the rebound title. We slowly started to communicate. Then, one night, he and his girlfriend asked my wife and I if we wanted to go grab a drink, and he took us to a gay bar. I think he was trying to shock me, see how straight and narrow I was. They had male dancers, you know, so I shocked him and slipped the guy a bucket his G string.
Okay. Hey, that's progressive for the 90s, I feel like.
Yeah.
Good for that guy.
So from there, Jack Haley and Dennis Rodman were the best of friends. Haley was
Wow.
described as the Rodman Whisperer,
Mm,
telling
interesting.
telling coaches that Dennis loved to be needed, saying that he loved the fact that the Spurs felt like they had to have him around if they wanted to win.
Yeah, I can see where like you're in this new environment. I mean, I like San Antonio a lot, but it's very boring in terms of like big city standards.
Is it
Yeah, if you've come from like a much bigger city, like,
from Detroit?
yeah,
I don't know a ton about Detroit. I've watched the Detroiters a lot, but
yeah, it's probably, I don't know, three or four times bigger.
really,
And it's also like close to Chicago and there's all kinds of different things.
but it
San
doesn't have the
Antonio's like out there.
Riverwalk.
Like I said, I love San Antonio. It has its charm, but it's also just like the organization is like buttoned up. The colors are
Yeah.
black and white. Like it's just kind of blah. And this guy's like, I at least got to dye my hair. Come on, let me do something.
I yeah, I see what you're saying. I San Antonio is the only city in Texas I will, without it being because of family, like willingly go to.
Really?
I don't like any of I don't like going to Texas. No city I've been to Texas do I like except for San Antonio.
Hmm.
I've never
You
been to
got.
Austin. Maybe Austin's
I was
fine.
gonna say you got to eat in Austin. The barbecue is where it's
Mid.
at.
No, it's mid.
You've never
It's better here.
been.
It's better here,
That's
baby.
okay.
Smoke is our sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on down to Central and Rendezvous. We'll show you how to have a good time.
That'd be. We should do a ranking.
A ranking? What do you mean?
I think there's some Austin barbecue that's better than Central.
Shut your mouth.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't. I
You're
shouldn't have
terrible.
said it.
So before we talk about the Spurs winning, we need to talk about the girlfriend that he took on that double date with Haley. So any
Hmm.
guesses who that person was?
I know one girlfriend that Dennis Rodman ever had,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's Carmen Electra, but I don't know if it's the specific girlfriend you're talking about.
Maybe we will get to Carmen
Oh
Electra,
wait,
but
Madonna.
in 1994, he had a high-profile relationship with Madonna,
Yeah, I was like, okay, there's another name, but yeah.
who, as Rodman tells it, really, really, really wanted to have his children.
Oh no. Okay, that's so scary. I don't like that for anybody.
He claims that he was in Las Vegas when Madonna made a booty call from New York saying, quote, "It was like the somebody died call. I picked up the phone and Madonna was like, I'm ovulating. I'm ovulating. Get your ass up here." So I left my chips on the table, flew 5 hours to New York, and did my thing. Just wait,
I don't like that.
just
No.
wait, just wait. We got done, and she was standing on her head in an attempt to promote conception, just like any girl trying to get pregnant.
Okay, I that's not funny, and that's I really don't like that she was trying to do that, but objectively saying that's like any girl to do that, I love that. Good for Dennis Rodman.
Amazing.
I want to picture Dennis Rodman and every female he ever was with just to immediately doing a headstand
Now, I want to point out,
and him just being like, okay,
he said that he flew 5 hours, right? So that means it's a 5 hour return trip if he's going to go back. He
yeah,
also you would think would have to have like driven through town to get to wherever Madonna was, right?
yeah,
He claims that he flew back to Las Vegas, picked up where his game left off.
oh yeah,
So he
uh-huh,
just went right back to the table.
okay, sure,
He also claims that Madonna offered him $20 million to get her pregnant.
okay. This I everything about this is gross. I really don't like it.
Um, uh, uh, Unfortunately, question mark for Madonna, she did not get pregnant.
Yeah, I think it's probably better for all involved that she did.
I agree.
I feel like some really sketchy stuff would have happened if she had his baby.
Despite the off-court and on-court distractions, Rodman put up 17.3 points and 4.7 points a night, which meant he fell back to the second team all-defensive roster for the first time
Hmm.
in, I think, 6 years, 5 years. San Antonio won 55 games, so they looked poised to make a deep playoff run. Unfortunately, during the first round of the playoffs, Rodman was suspended once again for roughing up who else? John Stockton, and Utah swept San Antonio.
I really feel like that's John Stockton's fault, not his. But
It's always John Stockton's fault.
yeah, ridiculous.
So with that, San Antonio decided it was time to clean house, right? The coach who had let Rodman get away with stuff, they were like, "Hey, we're going to get rid of you. We're going to bring in rookie GM Greg Popovich,
Ooh, yeah.
who of course was a strict disciplinarian, as we all know,
Great hire.
his way or the highway."
Yeah.
So before the season even started, Dennis was suspended for the first 3 games after clashing with the new coaching staff.
Okay.
Then he said he was going to take a leave of absence. So he was just not going to play. He didn't feel like it. So
Yeah.
he took a break. And when he wanted to come back, he was suspended once again.
Okay.
He finally returned after missing the first 19 games. But then he was riding on his Harley and separated his shoulder in a crash.
Hmm.
So he was limited to 49 games in 1995, but the Spurs won 62 games. So, of course, they were back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Popovich,
Honestly, knowing what we know, like the Popovich we know today,
yeah,
I'm surprised he even tried it. I'm surprised he wasn't just like, I can see that this isn't going to work for you or for I, and so let's just find a trade, you
So
know?
here's what Popovich said toward the end of the season. I have definitely not tamed the wild horse. I'd love to tame him, but I have absolutely no chance.
Okay.
Now the good news is it wasn't all up to Pop because Jack Haley, Dennis's best friend, had a secret weapon up his sleeve to start the playoffs. He'd stolen the keys to Dennis's Harley.
Fair enough.
So it
If it
seemed
works,
like
it works.
so it seemed like Rodman was going to finally have to lock in. And to be fair, it looked okay at first. The Spurs swept Denver in round one, and Rodman actually averaged a double double 10 points, 13.3 rebounds. But then he started to act up in the second round against the Lakers. He was he was suspended by the team for insubordination.
Okay, but we don't know exactly what happened.
He was sitting on the floor with his shoes off during a timeout. And apparently that was insubordination to the coach. And so he got suspended.
Okay. Sounds like someone just wanted to spend him, but whatever.
But the good news for the Spurs is, of course, they had the man, the myth, the legend, the Admiral, David Robinson. So they made it through the Lakers, who were trash at that point. This was not the Kobe Shaq Lakers, obviously. They
Yeah.
weren't even close to that. They had, I think it was the Vlade Divac Lakers, if memory serves.
Nick
So,
Van Exel.
yeah, which is, Nick Van Exel's such a wild dude. Shooting your free throws from the 3-point line is crazy. I mean, if it
If it
works, it
goes
works,
in.
I guess. But so that set up a matchup with Hakeem Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets. Of course, if you remember your history, Houston was coming off of a title, but they had been down 3-1 in the against the Suns, Charles Barkley's Suns, the series prior. So it wasn't like they were invincible, right? Like they just barely made
Okay.
it through their last round. So there was some hope that Dennis Rodman and oh D Rob and D Rod is what I wrote here could slow
Okay.
Dream down. I don't know if anyone's ever called him D Rod, but I'm going to right now.
Yeah. Not that I know of, but
That did not happen. Olajuwon
Hmm.
averaged 35.3 points per game during the series, and Dennis was quick to blame Coach Bob Hill, saying that asking him to help Olajuwon was counterproductive because it just left his own man wide open. He also said that David Robinson froze in big moments, just funny thing to say, and
Always, yeah.
told Pop that everything the team did, quote, sucked, and that the coach Hill was, quote, a loser.
Endearing.
The Spurs lost the series in six. Houston wanted to win the title, and Rodman said after the final game that they, quote, could have and should have won it. But he didn't elaborate on like why or what happened. I think he just didn't was very mad at
Could
the coaching.
could have and should have.
Now Rodman did, to his credit, acknowledge that he'd had some issues during the season.
Okay. Sure.
But he also said that he lived an honest life and other
Hmm.
people should join him. They should be more honest with themselves. He said, quote, I just took the chance to be my own man. I just said, if you don't like it, kiss my ass. Most people around the country or around the world are basically working people who want to be free, who want to be themselves. They look at me and they see someone trying to do that. I'm the guy who's showing people, hey, it's all right to be different. And I think they feel, let's go and see this guy entertain us.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not saying that Dennis Rodman did anything wrong or bad because I do think he was just expressing himself most of the time.
sure.
But those quotes definitely sound like the movie villain. Just like just free your inhibition. Everyone wants to just be powerful and like that it does not
Uh,
sound like a good guy.
I don't know. We are going to talk a little bit about his filmography. I don't know if he's ever played a bad guy. I think he's always like the hero, but I would
Hmm.
love to see him be a bad guy.
Yeah. He's
Can
still
you
got time.
like now, like if he was, you know, the new Street Fighter movie's coming out?
Hmm.
Can you imagine Dennis Rodman as M. Bison?
That would be awesome.
Be awesome. Be so cool. Or like if he was the villain in the next Expendables, come on, make it happen,
Yeah,
Hollywood.
let's do it.
Although I don't know if he's sober enough to act that long, but who knows?
Ugh.
So that year, Rodman appeared in CBS comedy Double Rush. Have you ever heard of this show?
Nope.
Starring, well, I think at least featuring David Arquette.
Hmm. Okay.
Never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
Makes sense because the episode featured a character betting on the Spurs to beat the Knicks. Then he has another character bring Rodman socks. I don't know why he had Rodman socks, but he brings
Huh?
them to Dennis Rodman in the Madison Square Garden. Of course, it can't be that simple. Hijinks ensue. They lose the socks. They have to make fake socks to cover up for Dennis Rodman losing them. If you can't guess, the show lasted 12 episodes
Hmm.
and then it was over.
I thought you
One
were gonna say
season.
12 hours.
No, 12 episodes. And there was a 13th episode that CBS decided not to air.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was. I don't know how bad it was, what it was involved, but apparently this show is really bad. Which I mean, if David Arquette is the second person on from the top, it's that makes a lot of sense.
Well, and if I mean Dennis Rodman's great, but if he's the main person.
No, no. He was a cameo, one episode.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He had a
Gotcha.
cameo. He had several. I wouldn't talk about every cameo he's ever been in, but this was his
Gotcha. Yeah,
first
yeah. Yeah.
cameo.
Okay.
So as you might expect, Pop was not too keen to keep Rodman around. He knew he was a great asset, but Dennis did not mesh with Pop's style of coaching, or I mean GMing, I guess at that point.
Yeah.
So he traded him to the Chicago Bulls for Will Perdue. Will
Will
Perdue,
Purdue.
everybody's favorite guy, Will Perdue. It was a very good
Yeah.
move for Rodman because the Bulls needed someone to replace Keenan and Kel legend Horace Grant at power forward. And it's not like the 34-year-old Rodman was going to be asked to do much on offense for a team that already featured Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and
Yeah.
like Tony Kukoc and Steve Kerr. He could
Yeah.
kind of just like exist on that side of the ball.
I think they've got it covered.
Yeah. So up to this point, Rodman had always worn the number 10, but he could not wear it because the Bulls had retired it for Bob Love.
Mm.
So I don't really get this. That he asked the NBA to let him wear 0-1, so the inverse of 10.
I literally was just thinking, I wonder what he tried to like get around that. Like if he said, "Can I wear TEN?"
TEN. Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be so good. Oh, that'd be so
Or the
good.
Roman
Remember,
numeral
just the
X.
X, just
Yeah.
X, like Bill Goldberg in what's that
Yeah.
movie? What's
Longest yard.
Longest Yard? The Bad Longest Yard. I actually
Yes.
think it's better than the original, but
I
don't tell
mean, I
anybody I
love
said
it,
that.
but mostly just because Nelly's in it.
Oh gosh, that scene where he returns a kick in his shoes, and I can't say what Chris Rock says. I don't think I'm allowed, but it's very funny.
You're definitely not allowed.
That movie, I saw that movie in theater with a friend, and we kind of stopped being friends after because he talked during the entire movie, and I hate people who talk during movies.
Gotta quit. I
I
thought
was
you were
like,
gonna say that he was saying some of the Chris Rock lines. Like, yeah, you
no,
should
but
not
it
be friends
is.
with that person.
I'll tell you who it was afterwards, and he might have done that. I wouldn't be too
Okay.
surprised if he
All
did.
right. All right.
So the league denied the request. You can't have 0-1 at that point in time for whatever reason. I guess you probably still can. I think you probably still just have to be
Yeah.
one. You can be double zero, but you can't be 0-5,
Right. Yeah.
which I don't understand why. Like, just who cares?
I don't know.
I mean, you can still go like zero. I mean, the number thing doesn't even matter anymore, but I don't know. It's
Yeah.
stupid. Anyways, he decided to wear 91 because the digits added up to 10, which, to be fair, impressed he knew that. Just kidding. I'm just kidding, Dennis. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Importantly for Rodman's mental health, the Bulls also traded for none other than Jack Haley, reuniting
Hmm.
him with his only friend he had on the Spurs.
Man, I honestly I could just see him showing up. Like Dennis Rodman shows up for the trade, and the new GM's trying to lay down the rules, and I could just see Dennis Rodman looking at him, being like, "You really need to trade for Jack Haley, and don't talk to me."
He's really good.
Like just let Jack do all my talking and
Yeah.
and be the intermediary between us, because this really isn't going to work out if you try to like tell me what to do. And
Don't speak to me. Don't speak to
yeah,
Dennis. You got to speak to Jack.
I definitely don't want Michael Jordan telling me I'm
Oh
going to punch
yeah,
him in his
for sure.
face.
No.
But if you let Jack Haley talk between me and Jordan,
Yeah.
we're good.
Now I will say, of course, that we're going to go through the Bulls stuff, but all of this is like covered in great depth and probably much better than we could do in an audio podcast in The Last Dance. So
Yeah.
we are going to go kind of fast here. We're not just going
Rodman
to like,
himself is a phenomenal
yeah,
job of explaining the Bulls years, and I would
yes,
encourage everyone to go watch that
yeah.
ASAP.
So we're going to go kind of. I mean, I'm going to go through everything, but we're going to go kind of fast here. But if you want more, you should go watch that. It's very good. So he struggled through the start of the season thanks to a calf injury, but Rodman eventually became his usual self in 1996. He grabbed 20 or more rebounds 11 times
Golly.
and even got his first triple double against the Sixers. Can you guess the stat line in Dennis Rodman's first ever triple double?
11 points.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 12 points.
Okay.
21 rebounds
Okay.
and 10 blocks.
Kind of close. 10 points, 21 rebounds, which is impressive. You called that. But he did actually get 10 assists.
Okay. Dang.
So Rodman, of course, led the league in rebounding for the fifth straight season and made his sixth first team all defensive roster. Now,
Golly.
of course, it's Dennis Rodman. It couldn't all be positive, right? There has to be
Right.
something happening.
Yeah.
It's Rodman. He picked up a 6 game suspension in March for headbutting a referee.
Okay. Like, do we have video of this
I'm sure we can
headbutt?
find. I didn't look it up, but I'm sure we could
Okay.
find it.
Was
But
it
yeah,
like in the head or was it like just kind of pushing
I'm sure it was
him?
like a Zidane thing. Oh, or yeah, maybe that, or just like they do in soccer now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because yeah, I said a Zidane thing. I don't. It would take a lot for Rodman to get his head down to the level of a referee,
Yeah.
his chest. So maybe not a
That'd be
Zidane
crazy.
head, but maybe like in the back, like coming up behind him, just bam.
Yeah.
Still, the Bulls won a at then record 72 games and cruised to the NBA Finals. There, they met up with the Seattle
Mm.
Supersonics. The Bulls won the series 4-2 with the Sonics coach say, I think it was George Karl. I don't know why I didn't write down who it was, saying, as you evaluate the series, Dennis Rodman won 2 of those basketball games. We controlled Dennis Rodman for 4 games, but game 2 and tonight, he was the reason they were successful. So while MJ rightfully won the finals MVP, Rodman's rebounding, especially on the offensive glass. I think there was a game where he got 20, like 11 offensive rebounds in a quarter or something crazy like
Golly.
that.
Yeah.
So that played a major part in the Bulls winning the first title of the second three-peat, which is a weird sentence to say. So now we get to the fun stuff because in 1996, Rodman also made headlines for his autobiography, which has been heavily cited in this. It's used for a lot of the quotes, Bad
Yeah.
as I Wanna Be.
Yeah.
Not
That's where we all
only
got to know him.
did he pose in the nude for the cover, but he announced during the tour that he was going to marry a beautiful and intelligent woman very soon.
Hmm.
Everyone is wondering, who could it be? Were he and Madonna
Madonna.
back on?
Yep.
Was there someone new that we didn't know about? What do you
Hillary
think?
Clinton?
Hillary Clinton? What's the lady's name?
What's the lady's name?
The other
Which, I
lady,
mean,
the one that Bill Clinton cheated on Hillary Clinton with.
oh, Monica Lewinsky.
That was around here, right? No, that was like 2 years before this, right? 94?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
when it was.
Yeah.
I don't care about politics.
What's what's the lady's name?
So any guesses? Who do you think it's going to be?
I mean, Carmen Electra.
Well, the day after the announcement, Dennis showed up at a New York bookstore in a horse-drawn carriage, wearing a wedding dress and a wig. He said he was going to marry himself.
I love that. Very beautiful, very smart.
Now, I don't know if that's allowed, but so I don't think
So,
of course he didn't actually go through with it, but I don't know if you can do that.
sounds like
I
you
don't know
made it work.
I don't know the rules. Like what we're gonna have to at some point in the relatively near future, we're gonna have to legislate this, right? Like with the rise of AI.
Hmm.
Like, can you marry
Bro,
a computer?
I don't know. That's sometimes I don't want to be like a doomer, but sometimes I read the news and I'm like, we gotta go back and start over. And I think the AI we've gotten there. People can't be having girlfriends on AI. That's not. I don't like it.
Can I pose a question to you about this that has been
Okay.
asked on another podcast that's very, not about this, but about
Okay.
dating, a certain type of dating
Okay.
that made me think a little bit. And I think I agree that it should. I think you shouldn't be allowed to do it. Okay, I think we can all agree, right? You shouldn't date your cousin,
Yep.
right? You
Love
should
where we're
just
headed.
right. You probably shouldn't date your second cousin. You probably shouldn't
Agreed.
date your third cousin.
Yep.
At some point, it gets okay, right? Because like it has to, right?
You weren't related. Yeah.
Now, what if you swing the other way? Does it become does it become okay sooner, like closer to the line? Because it's no
No.
longer a biological problem.
Right. Yeah, I don't think so, but
I
I
don't think so either.
do.
I don't think so either, but I thought it was an interesting question.
There is like logic there. It's not my logic to run with, but
Yeah,
I understand the point.
I agree. I agree. Okay, I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, you know, I never even thought about that.
Right,
But
right.
it's an interesting thing to think about. Okay, a few months later, excuse me, after he released his autobiography, his ex-wife, remember he'd been married once back in his Detroit days, they
Okay.
had a kid,
Yep.
also released a book. an autobiography of her own. Hers was called Worse Than He Says He Is, or White Girls Don't Bounce. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. But I don't know if it
Okay,
means like
racist, but
leave.
sure.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
means they don't leave. I don't know if it means like a sexual thing, but that's the title of
Hmm.
the book. I'm just here
Yeah.
report. I'm here for the facts. It was, of course,
Hate
filled with
hater.
allegations, including that he had given her quite a few STDs. And she also said about his bedroom performance, quote, I had great expectations. They were not met.
That's just see, you got to write a book about that. I know you're lying.
I mean, she does have a good line to follow it up. There were still about 10 seconds left on the 24-second shot clock.
Come on. Just a hater.
She's definitely a hater. I mean, she's definitely just trying to make money, but
Yeah.
it is funny. So that year, Rodman also had his own MTV talk show, which was,
Mm.
I watched an episode. It was quite a trip. He would just roll into town and interview random celebrities, often from his bed at his hotel room. He would just like they would just come in there.
Okay.
I watched one where he was interviewing. Oh crud, what's her name? I could see her face. Jenny.
Lopez from the block.
No, not Jenny from the block. Oh my gosh, this is gonna kill me. She was on 90210, something like that.
Jennifer Love
Jenny
Hewitt.
McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy.
Hmm.
He was interviewing Jenny McCarthy. They were driving down the strip in a. It was like really good audio too. They were driving down the strip in Las Vegas in the car with the top down, and you could hear everything they were saying. I was like, how did they get this audio? There's like no wind. How is this happening? Is the car not
Hmm.
actually moving? But it really
Yeah.
looks like it. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, doesn't matter. So mostly it was just him asking like really, really weird questions, and then the celebrities being kind of freaked out about the weird questions he was asking them.
Is Dennis Rodman and Aaron Rodgers closer than we want to admit?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
I agree. That's why I'm saying I don't want to admit it, but
Oh,
this seems like something that Aaron Rodgers would be like.
yeah.
The
I think,
media is not giving you what you deserve, so I'm going to do my own talk show.
but I think that the difference is Dennis Rodman is like everyone needs to have sex all the time, and Aaron Rodgers is like everyone needs to be on ayahuasca
Hmm.
and like not get vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there's like a little bit of it. Like Dennis Rodman is like a
But let's be
Marxist,
clear, if
and
Dennis Rodman was playing for the Bulls right now, they would definitely be talking about vaccines for sure.
you're probably right. But I'm gonna for my own sanity, I'm gonna say Dennis Rodman is like a Marxist or like even like a nihilist, and
Hmm. Okay.
and Aaron Rodgers is a libertarian.
I got you. Okay.
But if you want to see Rodman off the leash, you can find Rodman World Tour widely available on YouTube.
Hmm.
Feel free. It's like an hour, the one I watched.
Okay. Okay.
So 1997 was another year of mixed results for Dennis. On one hand, he won his sixth rebounding title with 16.7 boards a game, and the Bulls, of course, as we all know, repeated as champions. On the other hand, he purposely kicked cameraman Eugene Amos in the dick after tripping over him. Rodman was suspended for 11 games, which was at the time the second longest suspension in NBA history.
I was like, that doesn't seem like that many now.
Yeah, no.
Dang. For us, if you do that now, that's a whole
Oh, it's
season,
you,
I feel
you
like.
got you're gone.
Yeah.
He also paid Amos $200,000 to drop all charges. So if you add all of his missed game checks up, Rodman paid about $1 million to kick somebody directly in the penis.
Golly. Yeah. That's
That year,
nuts.
Rodman, did you say nuts? Wow, look at you
Yeah, I
with your
did.
puns. Wow,
Yeah.
how good, man. We've got to get you on a comedy show. That year, Rodman had his first major motion picture role, starring in Double Team alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme and Mickey Rourke. Have you seen this movie?
I have not, but it sounds like a perfect movie.
It was not good, and Rodman
Hmm.
won the Razzie Awards for Worst New Star, Worst Supporting Actor, and Worst On-Screen Couple with Van Damme.
No, no. Too
Uh,
bad. I don't believe it, but that's fine.
yeah, we got to add it to our movie list. Dennis also started to get involved in wrestling in 97, appearing in several WCW events as a member of the NWO with Hulk Hogan. So maybe you're not too wrong about the vaccine thing.
Just saying.
Heading into 1998, the Bulls were aging. Rodman was 37, MJ was 35, which is like young man ages nowadays. Like
Yeah,
LeBron's
easy.
laughing at these guys.
Yeah,
Still, Rodman claimed his seventh consecutive rebounding title with 15 boards a game. The Bulls once again faced the Jazz in the finals, which mean that Rodman had to go up against Karl the Mailman Malone, the
easy.
13th best player in NBA history, some would say.
I take a Rodman over him.
I don't think you get the joke. That's okay.
Oh, come on. Okay.
You
Move
said
on.
last
Move
time that
on. Move on.
You told me you thought Karl Malone was my favorite player. You're rude.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
I can
funny.
make jokes.
That's fair.
Utah won game one, but Rodman did an excellent job slowing down Malone while Jordan and Pippen dominated on offense, and the Bulls took a 2-1 series lead. Now, again, here's where you should watch The Last Dance because we're going to skip through this pretty quickly, but I'm pretty sure it's a very long segment because
Yep.
between game three and four, Dennis skipped practice to wrestle with Hulk Hogan in Detroit.
Yep. Had to.
I mean, it's
Priorities.
the Hulkster.
That's
It's the
right.
Hulkster.
Yeah, in 97 on top of the
97.
world. Yeah.
Man, this Hollywood, baby. Come on.
Yeah. Had
NBA
to.
isn't going to last forever. Wrestling will.
Right.
That earned him a $20,000 fine, but he still shut down Malone in game four. And actually, I went and looked at the box score, the play-by-play. He sunk two clutch free throws late in the game to help Chicago win or go up 3-1 in the series.
You got to be riding so high if you I don't even know if he won the match, but you pin Hulk Hogan and then 2 days later
Well,
you're
he never pinned.
thinking,
He was. They were teammates.
okay,
They were
sorry.
roommates.
But
Sure,
you get what I'm saying. You're in the main event of the WWE, and then 2 nights later,
WCW. Man, you're all over the place.
I'm gonna log off if you correct me again.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. If I was wrestling Hulk Hogan, I would not care about the NBA Finals. True. I mean, he's already been there four times. He's already won four times. What does
Yeah,
he need a fifth one for?
totally.
He doesn't have a WCW title yet. Come on.
That's a great point. This is a great point.
So sure, the mailman delivered in Game Five, dropping 35 points, but that wasn't on a Sunday because the Bulls prevailed, of course, with Scott. I don't actually know if this is when Scottie Pippen dropped one of the greatest quotes in NBA history and said the mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday, and then they beat them, but I'm going to pretend like it was. Dennis did win his fifth championship. Still no WCW belt, though, unfortunately for him.
Dang.
But it was not the last time that Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman met that year. Because at the 1998 Bash at the Beach,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan wrestled Karl Malone and Diamond Dallas Page. I believe Dave Meltzer gave it half a star,
Hmm.
said it was one of the worst matches he's ever seen, that neither of them could do anything to each other. But Dennis and the Hulkster came out on top once again.
I'm glad that Diamond Dallas Page has this whole yoga thing.
He
I
really
think
needs
he's
it.
I think he's like helped a ton of people,
Uh-huh.
but like Karl Malone and DDP being the tag team
Not
is
a lot of star power.
just so perfect. The like never was.
It never was.
The guys that think they were but just never was.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Carmelo win an MVP? He kind of was, right?
No.
No, okay. All right. If you say so.
His whole like the whole time it was just like I wish I was Michael Jordan.
Yeah. And Karl Malone is a garbage human being, just to be clear. Like
Yeah.
in more ways than just the raping a 13-year-old girl.
I was gonna say Michael Jordan is a garbage human being and he makes Karl Malone look like a saint. Sorry. No, no, no. Nope. Karl Malone looks Jordan looked like a saint.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that guy was like, I mean, have you heard any things about his kids?
I don't even want to, I don't
Okay.
think.
Well, he has one of his daughters is like a very good player in the WNBA and like didn't speak. He did refuse to speak to her and her brother,
Yeah.
but he had another family that he would pretend to be like this all-American dad while he was in the NBA to like get endorsement deals, but just had two kids that he never spoke to. I think three actually. I think there was one even that besides the two twins.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
a loser.
he
He's-
sucks. He
yeah.
sucks. We will never do an episode on Karl Malone because he sucks so bad, even though it might be maybe not interesting, but like we're
Someone out there is curious. We're not.
yeah. So that November, Rodman married model Carmen Electra. Finally, she shows up. They got married at the Little Chapel of Flowers in Las Vegas. So you know this one was meant to last.
That's right.
Oh, wait, excuse me. 9 days later, Rodman filed for an annulment, claiming that he was of, quote, unsound mind when they married.
Okay. I guess I was gonna say, like, I don't understand how people can get married like that so quickly.
Yeah.
But I also feel like if you are to the point where if you're ever with someone and you're like, let's go get married, I'm like, at least try 30 days. Like these people that do 4 days or like 5 days, 9 days, I'm like, at least try it. You have no idea, you know?
I have such good news for you. Such good news.
Yeah?
They're reconciled.
Yes.
They stayed
Let's
together
go.
for a little bit, but Electra did file for divorce in 1999, saying that it was, quote, an occupational hazard to be Dennis Rodman's girlfriend. Now,
I'm
I will
not
point out,
surprised.
when she said that, was not his girlfriend, was technically his wife. So,
Yeah. I am not surprised. I'm saddened by this news, but I'm not
yeah.
surprised.
So, of course, the 1999 season was lockout shortened, which means it didn't start, I think, until January that year.
Hmm.
But the Bulls just waived him. They waived Dennis Rodman. They were like, "You're done. Get out of here."
Damn.
And that might sound like it's a big step for them, but it's not really that big of a surprise because Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan had both retired, although they would of course both come back. Scottie Pippen had left. They were like, it was time for a rebuild. Why do we need a 38-year-old guy who all he does is rebound and drink a lot and
Yep.
gamble and go with strippers and all kinds of stuff? Why do we need him here?
Fair enough.
So they were starting a rebuild that, as of this writing, has been ongoing for nearly 30 years.
Great. Yeah. You got him. You earned that.
So at this time, Dennis's sister was his agent, and he signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And he did play in 21 games, averaging 11.2 points and
Okay.
2.1 rebounds.
Hmm. Never knew that.
Uh-huh. Now but they didn't make the playoffs, and then he was just kind of out of there. I might talk about it. I don't remember if I talk about it more. It doesn't matter. So that year he also went back to the WCW. He feuded this time with Randy Savage, the Macho Man,
Nice.
versus
Nice.
I don't know if Dennis had a name. He must have had a name,
Randy
like a
versus
nickname.
Rodman. The
What'd you say?
worm.
Oh, Worm, yeah. Worm versus the Macho Man. That's
Yeah.
not a very intimidating matchup. So the whole feud culminated at Road Wild, which is a great name for a pay-per-view.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like you're going to do a Road Rules style promo or promo
Hmm.
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Dennis, of course, lost the feud, and then he went back to the silver screen, started the movie Saint Simon Says. You heard of it? Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
You've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I know that Dennis Rodman is in a movie called Simon Says.
Oh, okay. I was found out, interestingly, that he I don't think this guy didn't star in it, but there was a comedian that would become very well known in about, I don't know, 4 or 5 years after this. Any guesses who this young up and coming comedian that starred alongside Dennis Rodman was? And Simon Says,
Um, I feel like this is a bit of bar trivia that I've heard before, but I can't like
I'll
picture
give you
it.
a hint. It recently came out that his brother stole $12 million from him and was hiding some of it in pasta sauce.
No idea.
Dane Cook.
Ah, the BK Lounge. Okay. Sorry
Oh man.
to Dan Cook and for his brother or whatever.
Yeah. I always call it the TB Lounge, and Amy thought I came up with that. She didn't
Hmm.
know that it was a joke. I mean,
That's
obviously, I twisted it a little bit, but not enough to where I would claim it as my own by any means. But
right.
I always call Taco Bell the TB Lounge. She thought I came up with that and was like, just
That's
thought it was
very
a
on
weird thing I
brand,
said.
very on brand for your wife.
Yeah. So Rodman also had a few legal issues that off season. He was arrested for public drunkenness after getting into an altercation at Woody's Wharf in Newport Beach.
Okay.
The charges were later dropped, which is a very common thing with Dennis Rodman. Charges were dropped a lot.
He seems like a guy that can like clear it up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he can wiggle his way out, you might say.
I just he like as crazy as he seems like he can be sometimes, he does seem like a very nice, engaging person.
Yeah.
And I could see him like getting into a fight too quickly and then being like, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do all that. Let's not
I
be
will.
pressing charges and
Have you
stuff."
heard him speak? Because you can't understand a word he says. I mean, he is a nice guy to some degree.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's a free loving guy, I should say. Maybe not a nice guy,
He
but
speaks
like
very quickly and very mumbly.
you can,
It's
it's
like if
worse.
mumble rap was a regular speaking voice.
Yeah, I mean, if Charles Barkley thinks Shaq mumbles, He
Yeah.
should never speak to Dennis Rodman because he won't
Yeah.
understand a word he says.
That's a good point.
Okay, so he and Carmen Electra, who at this point in time were still technically together, were both charged with misdemeanor battery after a domestic disturbance. They both posted bail and got temporary restraining orders against each other. Again, the charges were dropped. Now, finally, Rodman was arrested for drunk driving and driving without a license. For this one, he had to pay $2,000 in fines and actually had to go to a 3-month treatment program.
Dang.
Now, I'm not 100% sure on this timeline, but at some point in 1999, I would assume after he and Electra officially divorced, but who really knows, he met a woman named Michelle Moyer. Now, we are going to skip ahead a little bit. I know we're gonna. I said we were stopping in 2005, but for this little part, we're technically not going to stop there
Okay.
because the duo had two kids, Dennis Jr. and Trinity. They got married in 2003, but Michelle filed for divorce in 2004. They spent several years trying to reconcile, but the marriage was officially dissolved in 2012. At the time, it was reported that Dennis owed about $1 million in child and spousal support.
Dang.
Now, just to talk about the two kids real quick, because it is, I mean, they both have had one relatively successful and one very successful career.
Yep.
DJ played college basketball for Washington State and USC, and Trinity is a pro soccer player for the Washington Spirit and U.S. women's team. She is one of the best young USWMNT players on the roster, helping them win an Olympic gold medal in 2024. And that year she was asked about her dad, and she said, quote, "He's not a dad, maybe by blood, but nothing else." She
Sad.
described what?
Sad.
And it is sad. I mean, you're right, it is sad, but it's sad because that's the same way his dad was, right? Like his dad
Right.
was never around, and his dad's dad was never around, right? So it's just a cycle, which sucks. She described him, and this is kind of interesting to me. She described him as a controlling parent and said that as a child, she gave up on living with him because of his partying lifestyle. Rodman said she, quote, lost hope in ever getting him back after he attended one of her Washington Spirit games unannounced in 2021 and then did not speak to her again until 2023. So,
Dang.
not a great dad.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like, at
Stinks.
least. But,
Yeah.
technically there's still time. He could turn around. Who knows? We'll give him, I mean, not the benefit of the doubt, but we'll hope for him.
That's a really good way to put it.
So back to the past, but the present in our story. Prior to the 2000 season, this is wild. The Dallas Mavericks held a vote. Okay, so
Yeah.
they needed rebounding, and
Yep.
they were like, who we could
I
bring in
love this. Yeah.
is Dennis Rodman. So they
I
held
love
a
that.
team vote. They said, "Put your hands up. Who wants Rodman to come on this team?" I think it's by like a vote, maybe two votes. They voted yes, bring Dennis in.
Yeah. Have to.
So his first request to the league was to wear the number 69.
Hmm. Good.
But of course, the league said no. So he wore number 70.
Hmm.
I don't really know why. I mean, I guess it's one away, but, I don't know. It's not as clever as the 9 plus 1 is 10.
Yeah.
So the league also had to step in. It's so funny. And force Rodman to move out of owner Mark Cuban's guest house, saying that it violated salary cap rules, which is wild when you considering what they're doing right now with Kawhi Leonard.
That is wild, but I do see like where the precedent is set.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
yeah,
because then the owner could just buy a bunch of mansions and be like, sleeping in my guest house.
well, so that's kind of the reason player coaches went away, is because
Oh yeah.
they could
Dang.
they could pay you to be a coach, and there's no salary cap on coaches.
Right. That
So
makes
that's one of the
sense.
reasons those went away. So yeah, I mean, they sometimes they try to make it fair, but sometimes they just let people aspire to make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Hey, got him.
So he played in 12 games that season. He got 6 technicals, 2 ejections, and a 1 game suspension.
Okay. So maybe the vote was wrong.
There's a really good interview with Dirk Nowitzki where he says that basically what was happening is he would refuse to speak to teammates or staff. He didn't talk to anybody. He wouldn't go. And whenever they were like, "Hey guys, we're gonna go watch some tape. We're gonna plan out our offense and our defense. We're gonna learn what we're gonna do this game," he would just go and take a shower and not pay attention to anything. He'd show up to the game, do whatever he wanted to on defense, just freewheeled, just played
Yeah.
his own game, and then just refused to try. Didn't even just stood there on offense, just stood in the corner. And right after the game was over, he wouldn't get in. He wouldn't. stay in his clothes. He would not change. He would not speak to anyone. He would not participate in the locker room. He would go work out for 2 hours in lift with his trainer, and then he would not take a shower, change into his clothes, put on his big old cowboy hat, and then just leave without nasty.
Where's Jack Haley when you need him?
I know for real, they really needed Jack Haley to come out of retirement. At one point during a game, he didn't get a foul call that he thought he should have gotten, so he sat down near the free throw line, and the rest of the players just had to play around him.
Okay. Yeah. I love it, but it's the worst.
Now here we go. I mean, it's only 12 games, but he did average 14.3 rebounds.
Golly. Crazy.
The Mavs understandably did not make the playoffs, and they also understandably did not ask him to come back.
Yep.
In 2000, Rodman co-starred with Tom Berenger and Stephen Baldwin in a skydiving movie called
Nice.
Cutaway.
Okay. Unfortunate that I've missed that in my life.
The reviews said it was okay,
Okay.
and I will say, features my goat, Thomas Ian Nicholas, the Shohei Ohtani of youth or
Okay.
baseball movies.
Yep.
I
That's
mean,
fair.
am I wrong?
That's
Am I wrong?
nope, not at all.
He's in A Kid in King Arthur's Court. He gets
Angels in the
Excalibur,
outfield.
the he gets his Excalibur, can hit any ball, and then he's in Rookie of the Year, breaks his arm, can pitch faster than anyone. It's also funny. So I know you're not like a baseball guy, but it's really funny that they like he pitches like 100 miles an hour, and they acted like it's the craziest thing. I mean, it is the craziest thing anyone's ever seen because he's like 11,
Yeah.
but like 100 miles an hour is nothing now. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm. Was
Jacob
it
was
back then?
kind of, yeah. I mean, there were guys who pitched 100 miles an hour, but not like
Like
Nolan Ryan, right?
they
Was
were
like
very
really,
good. Yeah.
yeah. But like now, like Miz, Jake Mizorski, he plays for the Brewers.
Hmm.
There was a thing recently where he like, I think is like pitches in a game above 103 miles an hour, and there was like two other guys, like the highest anyone ever got that wasn't Mizorski was like 8 in a game,
Yeah.
and I think he had like 54 in a game this year,
Good
or
Lord.
over 40 in a
Yeah.
game this year.
Just
It was
heat every time.
yeah, that guy he has a cannon. I mean, it's really crazy. But yeah, but I mean, like 100 miles an hour is not this. I mean, it is insane that he's 11 and doing it, but
Yeah.
like, you know. So he also wrestled that year Kurt Hennig in an iGeneration Superstars of Wrestling. It was a Australian Outback match. Any guesses on what you think the stipulations of an Australian Outback match is?
Um, does it involve animals?
It does not involve. I mean, it could technically, but it does not
I
by
guess
definition.
there's some kind of sand element involved and maybe a cacti
As
some
far as I
kind.
can tell, it's just an anything goes false count anywhere match, which seems pretty boring for such a cool name. I couldn't actually find the match because it's iGeneration Superstars of Wrestling,
Hmm.
so I could be wrong. But now here's the wild thing: is it's supposed to be anything goes, false count anywhere. Rodman
Okay.
lost by disqualification.
He's that good.
Yeah,
That's being sketchy.
and after that game or after that match, he retired from wrestling.
Yeah.
Uh, while Rodman took a lengthy break from the NBA and basketball to try to get more acting jobs, he did eventually come back to the sport.
Hmm.
In 2004. So he's been out of the game for 4 years. He's 42, 41 or
Yep.
42.
Yep.
He joined the Long Beach Jam in the ABA, and he actually helped them win a title in his first season back, their first season as a franchise. He was really hoping to make an NBA comeback, but it didn't happen. Instead, he spent a couple of years playing in Mexico, back in the ABA, Finland, the UK, and the Philippines. A lot of those were like, I'm going to sign a contract to come play here, and then he plays in one game and quits. But
Yeah.
still, he did
Yeah.
play. He did technically.
Just getting
So
those
of course,
checks.
yeah, and of course he had his share of legal issues between 2000 and 2005. In 2002, he was arrested for interfering with police who were investigating a code violation at a restaurant he owned, which
Okay. Yep.
I don't know what that means. I guess just like hiding stuff, like you got roaches and you're hiding them from the police. I don't know, or like not letting them in, maybe.
Like it wasn't clean in some way. Like the inspector comes by and then if you come to collect on that, I don't know.
Yeah. The cops were called to his house over 70 times due to
Golly.
noise complaints about his parties, as Trinity told us. Although I think she would have been not even born at this point. I don't know. In
Yep.
2003, Rodman was arrested and charged with domestic violence for allegedly assaulting his then fiancee. The next year, 2004, he was fined $1,000 and ordered to serve 30 days of home detention for drunk driving.
Golly.
But it wasn't all bad. In 2005, he became the first man to pose naked for PETA's Rather Go Naked Than Wear Fur campaign.
Okay.
He also went to Finland for a wife carrying contest.
Okay.
Have you seen these?
Nope.
Okay, so it's like a race. Like you have a man and a woman. And the man picks up the woman and runs, and they do
You just
like
pick her
that.
up and go. Okay.
Well, they also have they have obstacles too.
Okay. I will have to look this
It's
up.
pretty wild. So in what did I say? Oh, I sorry, I skipped a whole paragraph. Rodman was supposedly going to participate, but then he saw some of the competition and he backed out with an injury because he was like, "Oh, these guys can really go." And
Yeah,
so
they've
he's
been
like,
working on
"Ah,
this their whole lives.
oh, I'm hurt." Yeah. So the world record holder, and I'm going to butcher this, Margot Usrog, said, "I'm very sad. It's the one chance in my life that I could have been in the same competition as Dennis. Maybe next year." Later that year, Rodman published his second autobiography. Any guesses on the title?
Um, what was the first one?
Bad as I Want to Be.
Uh, I don't know. It's a play off that, but I have no idea.
It's I Should Be Dead by Now.
Oh, that's sad.
In a
Not
fitting
true.
in a fitting promotion, Rodman arrived at the promotion for the book inside of a giant coffin. At the time, he claimed it was the coffin that he would be buried in. Now, supposedly, he sent that to a casino that he owned at the time, and it was going to keep it there for him until he became old and died. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's still there. But what's clear is that Rodman's basketball days were finally dead. It was time to move on to the next part of his story, which we will be doing in the next episode in part three of the Dennis Rodman story.
Heck yeah. The best part. Can't wait.
I don't know if it's going to be I think maybe you don't know everything that happens, and you might be even more uncomfortable than when Madonna was standing on her
Oh,
head
okay.
trying to have a child.
Yeah, I only know all the fun stuff that was been reported on.
Okay, so Dave is looking very tired. He can barely stay
Oh,
awake.
sorry.
No, you're good. We're finished. We should be out
I'm
of
here,
here.
baby.
We already talked modern day stuff. It's time to move on. We are going to be out of here. We will be back in a couple of weeks with part three of the Dennis Rodman story. After that, it might it's not quite going to be time to do the preview for the next season, but
This
we're
is
getting
getting close,
close.
though. Yeah.
We're
Yep.
getting close. So get your predictions in. I don't know why I said that. Like we're going to look at them. But I will say this is a little tease. Actually, I'll save it for the next time. I have a teaser for something I'm going to start doing that's going to be written about basketball written stuff soon that I might start uh, talking about on here soon. But
All
I won't
right.
talk
Can't
about it
wait.
yet because it's not going to be out until September 14th, 7th. I don't know. Whatever. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
Peace.